Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. All right, y'all. Hope you had a great weekend. LSU baseball finishes off the sweep of Samford, all three games by run rule. It was Paxton Kling who hit the walk-off in the eighth, which puts LSU past the 10-run rule. So, really good start by Thatcher Hurd in the ball game, who, as we kind of anticipated, this is how it would play out. It did. Hurd started as your midweek guy and was lined up to pitch against Texas, and then because you had a 4-game series, he was able to move up a day and pitch on Monday, and then this week he was able to move up a day and pitch on Sunday. So he went Tuesday, Monday, Sunday in 3 consecutive weeks, and now he's into the rotation and was really good. A season high 85 pitches, 5 innings, no runs, 1 hit, struck out 7, walked 2. He was great. I mean, you get that from your Sunday guy, you're going to win a lot of Sundays. You're going to win a lot of series. So, pitching was great this weekend from Skeens, Floyd, and Hurd. You were playing a very outmatched Samford team. A team that came in hitting, I think collectively as a team like 265. That was not a very good offensive team you faced, but LSU's pitching overwhelmed them, which was great to see. Dylan Kralik, LSU struggled to score early. Didn't score in the first 2 innings and looked like they might go 3 innings without scoring. But Dylan Cruz hit an opposite field bomb to get the scoring started for LSU. And then LSU put up a 9 spot in the 7th. It's so stupid. They walked Dylan Cruz to get to Tommy White. White hits a grand slam. Then Kling comes back and gets a 3-run bomb. So it was impressive. So anyway, so LSU gets the win. They sweep Samford, and now you get ready for the start of conference play in College Station this coming weekend. So you play UNO at the box on Tuesday, and then you go to Texas A&M. So congrats to Blake Dean, by the way, former LSU Tiger, got his 200th career win over the weekend. So glad to see that for him. Okay. Let us say some good mornings. Will Wade, have it there in the description. Will Wade officially hired by McNeese. So, they introduced him. McNeese made it official, basically. So, and all right. So Will Wade hired at McNeese. That I'll be very curious to know how LSU fans feel about this. And then also March Madness brackets have gone live. The Lady Tigers are a 3 seed. And there's one other thing I felt like I need to mention. And can't remember it. I'm sure it'll pop up here as we move along. Okay, let's get going. Kelly Gross, Trey Fisher, good morning, good morning. Patrick Berglass, wish Wade was still coaching LSU, but good job for McNeese hiring him. Yeah. Tough part about, so that's what I think is going to happen. Like, I think there might be some LSU fans that are angry that Wade was ever fired, just to have him gone for a year and then hired. But I'm going to, and I don't know that anyone at LSU will ever say this on the record, maybe years down the line. But it's pretty clear the NCAA wanted to punish Wade. LSU was defiant and continuing to have him as their coach. And the football case lingered and lingered, and the NCAA was using football as leverage to get Will Wade popped. Maybe all they wanted was him fired. So I know there's a lot of people that are going to be ticked and say should have never fired him, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that was an option. So what's done is done. Matt McMahon's your coach. Move on with him. Support him. Let's see how he does here in this offseason. Kind of putting together a roster that can be more competitive. Dustin Bolello, Darren Reeves, Charlie Cavell, good morning. Lowell Cormier, Trey Potan, Brant Roban, do you think the issues have been addressed and players in the right positions are ready to go and run an SEC play? Yeah, Brant, I don't know what issues LSU has. If I were to be honest with you, the one thing that's kind of concerning is as many 7-inning games as LSU is playing now, the bullpen hasn't really gotten any work. That would be my one concern. It's just that it may not matter at all, but it's something. Trivia Carter, Jason H, Bad News Birds one. Yep, watched the Pels yesterday. No Dame for Portland. You take Damian Lillard off the floor, they're a very different team, obviously. But yeah, Pelicans got, after being embarrassed by OKC on Saturday, bounced back to beat Portland last night, blew them out. Led by, I think they won by 30. It was not competitive. From jump, Pelicans came out with a ton of energy and just crushed them. It was great. Wendell Norman, good morning. Brad David, did you see the bad call in Mississippi Valley? We did, Brad. We talked about it a bit yesterday, so it was Friday night. Yeah. And the Sun Belt, or the Southland, it was UNO Southland. The Southland has suspended that umpire. Tim Gautreau, Thomas Lamont, Tigers pitching staff will have 2 runs and 5 hits for the weekend. Is that good? Yeah, they were dominant. Pitching was dominant again, as we mentioned. Samford, not a great offensive team, but dominant performance by LSU. Breed Rule, haven't seen a team mash like this since the 09 team. Also slam dunk hire by McNeese, good for them. Yeah, it's really unfair, this LSU baseball lineup right now. Dylan Cruz is playing a different game than everybody, and the big difference, this year from last year is if you pitch around Dylan Cruz, then you have to deal with Tommy White, and that happened yesterday. They walked Dylan Cruz a couple times. The first time White grounded into a double play, but the second time he hit a grand slam to center. So, pick your poison. Dylan Cruz is hitting over 500. It's crazy. Dylan Cruz is hitting 510. 510 with 5 homers. He's slugging .922. His on-base percentage is .648. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Let's see, Brad. Do you think Will Wade is one and done McNeese, or does he need more time to get his stock up to get a better job? Yeah, Brad, I think that's going to be circumstantial. I think, first of all, the NCAA stuff has to come to a head, right? Like, there has to be some degree of finality with the NCAA. That's first. And after we know that, we'll have a much better sense. No, I don't think he's one and done. I think there are a lot of people within college basketball that are not going to be interested in hiring him. So that limits the pool of places he might be able to go. The flip side of it is you saw Ole Miss have interest, and they won't be the only ones. So I think he'll have his opportunity to get back into the Power 5. Brett DeGrow, good morning, Matt. Tiger Baseball and Gorilla Ball is back. Yeah, I remember last week on AFR, Kendall Rogers said he felt the balls were juiced in college baseball this year because balls are flying. It certainly feels like it, doesn't it? I mean, it's not just at LSU. I mean, just across college baseball, the number and percentage of home runs is up so dramatically year to year. You have to look around and go, okay, what's going on? Let's see, smash that like button if you would. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. After Hours Clinic always open nights and weekends as an alternative to the ER. Hudco Roofing could always give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Heading toward that time of year, heading to spring showers. As they say, April showers, May flowers, right? So make sure your roof is ready to roll. Had a lot of rain yesterday. When it rains, our phones ring. So Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Restored Motions, book a session with Crystal Poche. You got pain, she'll help you. And ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. All right, a little less than 10 minutes to go, so let me kind of move a little quickly here. Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Working in Charlotte, people are freaking out about the Panthers trading for number one. Do you think they traded up since the Saints added Carr? No, I think they positioned themselves with assets and trading Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey to be able to make that type of move. So, I don't know why. Are they freaking out in a good way or a bad way? I mean, they were 7-10 a year ago. Same record as the Saints. Beat the Saints twice. Hired an offensive-minded coach. And they're poised to draft their franchise quarterback. So I think they're in a good spot. Shelby Kelly, PSA Dylan Cruz, good at baseball. Hitting 500 against any level of competition is great. Cajun Country competition has been less than ideal, but LSU is beating who they are supposed to. Glad to see them dominate. Go Tigers. We'll wait to McNeese. Yeah, man. Brian Wynn, Joey Medke, Reed Rule. Doesn't mean no show cause for Wade. You know, Reed, that's my assumption. And I know Jordy had said that several weeks back, and we've talked about, Jordy and Will are very close. So my assumption is Will must have known that, told Jordy. That's no secret. Will and Jordy are tight. So that was my assumption when I saw that. I just find it so hard to believe. But that after all this, let me finish that sentence. I find it so hard to believe that after all this, which has been going on really since 2017, 2018, when that first story broke, the fact that this has been going on 4 or 5 years and nothing. It's just flabbergasting. By the way, I don't think he should be. Y'all know how I feel. Yes, he can be punished for something, even though, NIL rules have changed, even though coaches still can't, facilitate NIL or use NIL for recruiting. We all know what happens. But anyway. Dalton Barnett, good morning. Brett DeGrow, good morning. Hope he doesn't end up in the SEC in 3 to 4 years. Weston Weaver, do you think Will Wade will affect recruiting for LSU? I don't, because he's recruiting at McNeese. Will at McNeese isn't going to be recruiting the same kids LSU is, so no. Gary Lejeune, you agree with Collada that Wade is going to hurt LSU in recruiting in general program? So I haven't heard Jordy's comments. I don't think Will hurts LSU in recruiting because McNeese and LSU are not recruiting the same kids. If it hurts in general, it's just that if it hurts in general, it's just the vibe around the program, and that you will likely have a lot of fans that are going to look at him with longing eyes. And so it puts more pressure on Matt McMahon, because if McMahon struggles and Wade's doing well at McNeese, people might look over and go, we had that guy, Cody Kibido, morning, Matt, apologies if you mention it, but what if Wade gets hit with show cause? Yeah, I don't know. That's up to McNeese now to decide what they do there. They wouldn't necessarily have to fire him. Would depend on how long a show cause is, but it's certainly my guess is, though, Cody, I cannot imagine McNeese would have hired him if they felt that there was an impending show cause. I mean, why would you hire that guy knowing he's going to be suspended or potentially not be able to coach you? So, Barry Jocelyn, Ransom Antoine, do you think Taysom Hill continues getting snaps at quarterback with Carr in the building? Um, so if you're just talking about like the Taysom Hill package, like where he runs that walk, yes. I mean, I think that will continue to be part of the Saints offense, absolutely. But do I think he's going to like practice at quarterback? No, I think the Saints are going to. I mean, Taysom didn't do that this year. He moved to tight end. So I think the Saints will have Carr and whoever the backup quarterback is. I think they'll, again, run the Taysom package, but not like true quarterback reps, no. Donovan Peterson, good morning. Cold up here in Ohio. What is it this morning down here? 49 right now in Baton Rouge. Cool little cold snap coming in overnight, huh? Let's see, a couple more minutes here, y'all. Let's see, Patrick Berglass, major disrespect to LSU women getting a 3 seed. Think the media and committee has it out for Mulkey. I don't know why, Patrick. That doesn't really make sense. I mean, she's won 3 championships, and I don't know that there's no there is no point of view out there that people have it out for Kim Mulkey. I don't see that, and I wouldn't call it major disrespect. I mean, you compare resumes and see what you do, and whatever. So. I mean, you're hosting the first 2 games, so that's all that matters, man. Just you're in. That's all that matters. You're 3, you're a 2, whatever. Bubba Tatum will be interesting to see if the NCAA still has it in for Wade. Jeff McKithen, Ryan Amanda Guidry. Let's see, Charlie Cavell. Southeastern goes into Auburn, takes 2 of 3. How dumb was Tulane for not hiring Reiser? Matt Reiser's a great coach, no doubt. Tulane is interesting, though, Charlie. I mean, of that scenario you just described, I mean, Auburn being potentially down is I think, of the greater consequence than Tulane not hiring Matt Reiser. But Tulane's interesting because, especially in an NIL world, if they wanted to be great in sports, they could be. I just really don't think they have an appetite to invest to be great in sports. John Wesley Wagner, Patrick Perglass, who you have winning the bracket. Haven't even looked at the bracket yet, Patrick, quite honestly. With LSU not in it, I was not interested in watching the selection show, so I've not even looked at it. I'll take a peek at it today. I feel it's a pretty wide open year. I mean, like everyone says, it's been pretty wide open with all the different teams that have rotated at number 1 at different points in the season. You can make a case for Alabama. I think at times Kansas has been the best team in the country. Duke won the ACC tournament. Year 1 under John Shire was really impressive. I think they deserve a long look. I think if they play their best, Purdue is a really interesting team. So some combination therein will probably be my Final Four, my champion, but I haven't really looked at it. Who do you have? Kenneth Kyle, what's a first few you want to see McMahon do first? What? What's a few first you want to see McMahon do first this offseason? Kenneth, I want to see McMahon go recruit. I mean, he's got to go recruit. You can't rinse and repeat with this roster next year. You're just not good enough. So you got to go get new players. Bubba Smith, Craig Straw, Pels number 12 in the West, need a winning streak. Look, man, Craig, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer on that. I just told you, man, my feeling on the Pels is that it's over. When they lost that home game to Orlando a couple of weeks ago, it did it. They'll play out the string. Maybe they even get in the play-in, but they're not going to achieve what we thought they might. And now BI out. I'll watch them. I'll watch them play out the string. Hope they win some games. Maybe get in the playoffs. We'll see. But they got some work to do this offseason. Okay. Ransom Antoine said, looking at the women's bracket, they have the easiest road. Good. Brian, when Antoine Davis and Detroit Mercy aren't playing in the CBI. Yeah, I saw that last night. The CBI did not invite Detroit Mercy, so Pistol Pete's record, now it is officially safe. I kind of prepared myself for them to play in the CBI, but part of me says, good for you, CBI. You didn't invite him just for the sake of ratings and attention. You did what was right, so good for you. Doesn't happen all the time. Troy Davis, good morning. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I got to bounce. Sorry, y'all. Thanks so much for watching, as always. We get you LSU Daily coming up in a bit. AFR at 3 o'clock. Hope to see y'all there. All right. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's have an awesome week. Thanks for watching. Smash that like button on YouTube, Facebook. Please like the page, share the post. We'll see you. Peace.